Tonight, KCRA3 investigates, is your child's teacher properly licensed? Does he or she have a disciplinary history? They are simple questions every parent wants to know.
And shame on us that we have a lesser standard of transparency than we do even for the private sector.
Those are just some of the questions the California Commission on Teacher Credentialing is responsible for answering.
But KCRA3 investigates Brian Heap found just because the CTC has the answers doesn't exactly mean they're willing to share that information with you. Brian's here now with his findings.
Kelly, the California Commission on Teacher Credentialing has a website that promises parents immediate access to information about their child's teacher. But as we found out, the information isn't always reliable or accurate.
Where'd Maya go?
Where's Samaya go?
To see her playing at home, you would wonder if 6-year-old Samaya Beecham remembers anything bad from preschool.
All right.
But her parents say they will never forget what happened here at Caseburg Elementary in Roseville.
A lot of frustration with my husband and I, a lot of crying, a lot of not being able to get any answers whatsoever and not really knowing what happened to our daughter.
You don't sit there.
No, it's
You don't sit there.
2 years ago, the Beechams learned their daughter Samaya and 2 other students were allegedly physically abused by their special needs teacher.
That absolutely makes no sense for any parent to go through this.
According to a police report, witnesses say the teacher slapped and hit the children and caused them to cry from the pain.
The whole time you're thinking she's getting help, but she's not. You know, and that what really hurt as a dad.
There's a motion hearing.
Under a plea agreement, teacher Teresa Van Wagner pleaded no contest to misdemeanor disturbing the peace. Just 2 weeks ago, she was placed on 3 years probation.
It's child abuse, and it's against a special needs child that potentially can't speak up for themselves.
Pat Huguenin experienced similar pain and frustration.
He was physically picked up and thrown out of a portable onto some stairs and locked out of the classroom.
His special needs son was allegedly abused at Breen Elementary in Rockland last year. Teacher Sherry Ann McDaniel is facing 14 counts of misdemeanor abuse or neglect. While her case is still pending, the school district settled a civil lawsuit brought by the Huguenins for more than $1.2 million.
It's disheartening that you trust a system to take care of your kid and they're not even taking care of it.
And remember this scene in Stockton last year? Teacher Denny Peterson trying to drag a student into the swimming pool at Edison High School? Peterson eventually pleaded guilty to misdemeanor battery. Aside from facing misdemeanor charges, Denny Peterson, Sherry Ann McDaniel, and Teresa Van Wagner all have something else in common. Run their names through the state's teacher credential verification system, and they all come up clear and valid.
Ridiculous. Just plain ridiculous.
There are no red flags like this to show previous convictions, pending charges, or current investigations.
I just don't understand how someone like that could still have their teaching license.
And it's not just parents who are concerned.
This should be a priority of the commission and how it thinks about the work that it does.
Bill Lucia with the education advocacy group EdVoice thinks the commission should make information about teacher misconduct available to the public.
If the commission is doing anything of its charge, it should be safety first.
Californians can learn about the disciplinary histories of hairstylists, nurses, and dentists. You can go on the Department of Consumer Affairs website and see who in these professions has been cited for violations. And you can read specific accusations made by state regulators. But don't expect to find the same kind of information on the state's teacher credential website.
It does beg the question of what is the CTC doing? Literally, what does the CTC do other than spend money on fancy diplomas and licenses that get hung up on somebody's wall?
The Commission on Teacher Credentialing is right here in downtown Sacramento. We wanted to ask them why you can't find out about past convictions, pending charges, or current investigations on their website. We tried repeatedly to get the CTC to speak with us on camera or in person, but they wouldn't do it. They did respond by email. Spokesman Joshua Speaks wrote, "The law is very specific about how and when the CTC can make information about specific teacher misconduct cases available, and the law prevents the CTC from posting information about ongoing cases." Serious sex and drug charges call for a credential to be stripped immediately. But in other criminal cases, such as physical abuse, the commission won't open an investigation until there's a conviction. And that process can drag on. The CTC investigates an average of 783 offenses against children each year. That's 14% of its overall caseload. Once an investigation does begin, it can take years before any action is taken against a credential. Look at this flow chart. It shows just how many steps it takes to go from first report to adverse action. In the meantime, a credential remains valid and spotless. For parents like the Beechams and Huguenons, it's frustrating that the system doesn't provide more answers quickly.
I know there's something we can do to prevent this from happening to any other family.
If this happened to your child, how would you feel? Would you want this to be your child's teacher?
If you touch a kid, you should be gone. There shouldn't be a question about it. And if you touch a kid with multiple witnesses, why do you still have a job?
As we mentioned, the Commission on Teacher Credentialing says state law limits the information they can release. The Commission says it also sets out the specific rules for how investigations are started. KCRA 3 Investigates reached out to Sacramento State Senator Richard Pan and Assemblyman Kevin McCarty. Both are on the education committees, and both declined our request for comment.
You can just feel the frustration from those parents who've been in a situation and want to save other parents from going through the same thing. But when you go back to the website, it sounds like there's some other shortcomings with that as well.
We talked about this at 6 o'clock tonight. There are some other shortcomings. And we found actively working credentialed teachers, good teachers who don't show up in the database. We sent the Sacramento City Unified School District 6 pages of names we couldn't find. The district checked its own records and confirmed all of them had credentials.
It's such an eye-opener, Brian, especially for these parents that are just looking at this and just a lot of questions still.
Yeah.
All right, thanks a lot. Well, if you have a tip you want KCRA 3 to investigate, or you see something that just doesn't seem right, contact us here at KCRA Investigates at KCRA.com.